Yes, students. Till now, what we were considering, regular octahedral geometry we were considering. Means all six ligands are equally separated from metal ion that we were considering. It is not the case always. Chances of distortion are there. Means regularity may not be there. Two reasons are there. The first reason, if ligands are different. See, if ligands are different, then attraction between metal and ligand will be different. Bond order also varies, bond length also varies. And if bond length varies, then it cannot remain a regular octahedral arrangement. There will be distortion. So first type of distortion is because of ligand field. Because of difference in the ligands, the distortion is possible. That is by external means. I want to focus our discussion on the second category, that is due to internal means of the metal ion, that is due to maybe electronic configuration of the metal ion, and that is suggested by John Teller. So this distortion is called as John Teller distortion. Surprisingly, John Taylor says distortion is a need of the complex in order to govern stability. Means he was specifying for non-linear complexes in order to remove degeneracy, in order to lower the energy. Lower the energy means to govern the more stability. Distortion should be there. Let us understand one by one. Non-linear means complexes who have coordination number more than 2. And we are talking more about distortion in octahedral complexes. Means coordination number is 6. Now degeneracy removal means what? Degeneracy means there are options for the electron. When 5d orbital remain, at that time electron can enter in this orbital, other orbital, third one, fourth one, fifth one. 5 possibilities are there that electron can move here and there. That is called as degeneracy. Possibilities of occupation of various orbitals in the same energy level. And that degeneracy will be removed by distortion. Second part of the theorem statement, because of distortion, there will be decrease in energy. Lowering of energy will occur. Stability will occur. How? See here. When distortion occurs, shape changes. Interaction changes. Suppose if I consider time being for discussion, EG orbitals, two orbitals are there, dx square minus y square and dz square. And just imagine, along z-axis, whoever ligands are there, those are elongated. Those went up and this bottom ligand went down. So distance between metal and these axial, z-axial ligands increase. If distance increases, means ligand goes away, the interaction will be less, repulsion will be the less. So relative to dx square minus y square orbital, energy of dz square will be less. But barycenter is to maintain same. Barycenter of what? Barycenter of that EG level. Now which new barycenter will be there? New splitting will be there. This splitting is considerably smaller than the previous splitting we considered. And dz square orbital will decrease by some amount of energy. With that much amount of energy, dx square minus y square orbital will raise in energy. So if here one electron is there, that one electron now will enter in dz square orbital. Now answer for my question. This newly generated dz square orbital, because of distortion, is of low energy compared to previous dz square, or is of the same energy level, or is of higher energy level. It is of low energy. Low energy means stability. Therefore the wordings of the theorem are, for non-linear complexes, distortion must occur to remove degeneracy, to decrease the energy, to increase the stability. One more statement I tell to you. This distortion occurs for asymmetric or unsymmetric electronic configurations. For symmetric electronic configuration, there is a no scope to decrease the energy. No scope to govern extra stability. Therefore, for a symmetric arrangement, it is not going to occur. You can work on this in detail, but let us understand the statement one by one for various electronic configuration. Say D1 electronic configuration, high spin electronic configuration, let me discuss at the beginning. A D1 electron will be in one of the orbital out of the three possible orbitals. So here symmetric configuration is not there. In such cases, distortion may possible. Two possibilities are there, Z out and Z in. Because of Z out electronic configuration, the orbitals which have Z component or they are along Z axis, they will decrease in energy, and orbitals which have no Z component will increase in energy. Because of Z out, because of this elongation, XY plane, which of the ligands are there, they will come closer. It's called tetragonal distortion. It is called Z out distortion. Now three orbitals in T2G, which are those? XY, YZ, XZ. Out of those three, two orbitals have Z component. So two orbitals will decrease in energy for Z out case, and one orbital will increase in energy. But what we want, that center, that's a new barycenter, that's a T2G energy level, is not to disturb. So the two orbitals will decrease by 1/3 delta 2. Let me consider splitting parameter as delta 2. And one orbital, that's a dxy orbital, will increase by amount 2/3 delta 2. Means increase of dx square minus y square is more compared to decrease. It's an understanding of splitting or removal of degeneracy in case of the T2G asymmetric electronic configuration. So now that electron will enter in which? Either dxz orbital or dyz orbital. How much stability it will govern? It will govern stability equivalent to 1/3 delta 2. It's extra stability about which I am talking. Suppose if D2 is electronic configuration, those two electrons will enter in dxz and dyz. How much stability will they govern? They will govern stability equal to 2 for two electrons into 1/3 delta 2. That's extra stability they will govern. Suppose if D3 is electronic configuration, then all three orbitals are symmetrically filled. So there is no scope for distortion. In case, suppose if we discuss that, one electron in dxz, dyz, other electron will be in dxy. So because of that, more gain in energy is not there, as was usual. So distortion is not possible. Which distortion? John Taylor distortion is not possible for D3 electronic configuration. Now let us talk about D4. Three electrons in T2G. So here distortion not possible. One electron in EG. Out of two orbitals, one orbital has electron, one orbital has no electron. So in case of Z out, that one electron enter in dz square orbital and will govern how much stability. Decrease of dz square orbital is by half delta 1, because I am considering new splitting parameter as delta 1. Half delta 1 increase in the stability will be there. Suppose if I consider D5, T2G3, EG2. So two orbitals, two electrons are there. Symmetric electronic configuration, John Taylor distortion not possible. See, the second case that we found where John Taylor distortion is not there. One was D3 case where John Taylor distortion is not there, and now new case, that's a D5 case, John Taylor distortion is not there. I am talking about high spin complexes. Now D6 means is equivalent to D1. So for Z out case, electron will enter in the dxz or dyz orbital. Stability will be by 1/3 delta 2. For D7 is equivalent to D2. Stability will be by 2/3 delta 2. D8 electronic configuration. Now in T2G orbital 6 electrons. Every orbital is with same culture of electron. Symmetric electronic configuration. Now third case where John Taylor distortion is not possible. Now D9 case, famous case, where in EG orbitals, in one orbital two electrons are there, and in one orbital only one electron. It's asymmetric electronic distribution. In such cases, John Taylor distortion will occur. We are talking about now Z out case. Now in Z out case, where will that electron enter now? In dz square orbital. Which how many electrons? Two electrons. Next electron will be in dx square minus y square. So whatever that one electron is there, that has governed extra stability. How much? Half delta 1. Relative to whom? Relative to the previous electronic configuration. I am considering only one electron. Why? Actually two electrons are there, because decrease in energy of the one electron in dz square is compensated or cancelled by increase in energy of one more electron which is in the dx square minus y square. Therefore, I am considering the decrease in energy by one electron. Now last, in D10, D10, T2G6, Eg4, all orbitals are completely filled. Symmetric electronic configuration. Will Jahn-Teller distortion occur? No. So which cases are there in case of high spin electronic configuration where distortion is not possible? The first you can consider D0, which I had not discussed. D0. Next D3. Next D5. Next D8. And last D10. Such 5 cases were there, right, including D0, where Jahn-Teller distortion is not there. Is the Z-out distortion for high spin complexes clear? Similarly, you can work out for Z-in distortion for high spin complexes. Now I like to work for few cases for Z-in distortion in low spin configuration. Actually D1, D2, D3, where you consider high spin case or low spin case, electronic configuration is same. So I start my discussion from D4. In case of D4, low spin system, 4 electrons will be in T2G orbital. Now here asymmetry is there. One orbital will be 2 electron, other 2 orbitals will be with 1 electron. So symmetric distribution is not there. Here Jahn-Teller distortion is possible. How will it occur? Now what is the case? Z-in case I am discussing. Compression of the ligand along the Z-axis I am discussing. Because of that, the orbitals which have Z component will experience more repulsion. Their energy will increase. And in order to maintain that new barycenter the same, the energy of non-Z component possessing orbitals will decrease. Now here, dxy, dyz, dxz, which have the Z component xz and yz. What will happen for them? Their energy will increase. Which orbital is there which has no Z component? xy. What will happen for it? Energy will decrease. But how much increase is there? 2 orbitals are there, no? 2 orbitals, therefore increase will be a small quantity, as was there before, decrease by small quantity. That's a 1/3 increase. 1/3 delta 2 is increase of dxz and dyz. I am talking about Z-in case. And dxy orbital will decrease in energy by 2/3 delta 2. Now how can we distribute the electrons? Total how many electrons we have? We have the 4 electrons. So first electron in lower orbital. Second electron, actually energy gap is very smaller. Pairing needs more larger energy. So we'll prefer to go higher. We'll go in xz. Third electron in yz. Fourth electron will pair there. So now 2 electrons are there in dxy orbital, lowest orbital, which is decreased by 2/3 delta 2. And 1 electron each is there in dxz and dyz orbital. How much stability governed? Stability governed by 2/3 delta 2 in case of D4 electronic configuration. While high spin case, it was a case of delta 1, which results T2G4 electronic configuration that we discussed. For D6, symmetric electronic configuration, no Jahn-Teller distortion. I am talking about low spin complexes. Now D7, electron is entering in the Eg orbital. Eg orbital 1 electron, other orbital of Eg has no electron, and I am talking about Z-in case. So whose energy will be lower? Energy of dx square minus y square orbital will be lower, and dz square energy will be the higher. So that 1 electron will enter in now dx square minus y square orbital. And how much stability will it govern? If I consider that new splitting parameter as delta 1, then half delta 1 with which stability will be governed. For D8, symmetric electronic configuration, no Jahn-Teller distortion. For D9, again the same case as was there in case of the high spin, because here electronic configuration is same, T2G6, Eg3. Here stability will be governed by how much quantity? Half of delta 1. But where electron will enter now? Electron will enter now in dx square minus y square orbital, 2 electrons, and 1 electron in dz square. That's the only difference. Previously dz square was with 2 electrons and dx square minus y square was with 1 electron in case of the high spin state. And D10 is a completely symmetric, so there is a no Jahn-Teller distortion. So roughly I discuss these all possibilities of Jahn-Teller distortion. So you come to know a symmetric electronic configuration in T2G, by which also Jahn-Teller distortion possible. A symmetric electronic configuration in EG, by which also Jahn-Teller distortion is possible. What do you think? Where will be more distortion? A symmetric configuration in EG or in T2G, or will be the equal distortion? Yes, If asymmetric electronic configuration is in Eg, then there will be the more distortion, because these are the outer orbitals. Higher energy outer orbitals means higher energy orbitals, those gets affected more. So splitting parameter will be more. Newly splitting of orbitals will be more. That much stability governed also will be the more. So joint distortion we be more in asymmetric electronic configuration of Eg than asymmetric electronic configuration is T2G. But suppose if both were asymmetric electronic configuration not there, in T2G also asymmetric is not there and Eg also, then no possibility of joint distortion. But in T2G only asymmetric electronic configuration, then little joint distortion will be there. If it is in Eg, then more joint distortion is possible. And John Taylor has not said whether the case will be the Z in or the Z out. It depends. Actually, static kind of joint distortion where only one case, Z out or Z in, that we find. And other dynamic kind of joint distortion where one state can convert to other state, Z in can convert to Z out. Between them remains an equilibrium. So such two possibilities of the distortions are there. It depends upon the complex. But what is that distortion? Why does it occur? That I explained to you. With the help of splitting diagrams and proper labeling, let us understand Z in and Z out. Z in means I want to say axial compression and Z out means axial elongation. Axis is Z axis. Let us understand diagram first. Then we will discuss about the electronic configuration. The central portion is there, is as usual octahedral splitting. The 2G orbitals are there, 3 orbitals are there at lower side and 2 orbitals, Eg orbitals are at higher side and the gap between them is represented here as delta. It's a splitting parameter. Since it is octahedral field, we can say delta O also. Now important point is splitting between T2G and the EG levels because of distortion. Let me consider now left side distortion. That's an axial compression distortion, Z in distortion. The name itself says ligands along Z axis will be compressed. Ligands along Z axis will come in. Consequently, ligands which are in xy plane, actually 4 ligands are there which are in xy plane, those will separate, those will elongate, their distance will increase. Because of compression along z axis, which orbital will experience more repulsion? A dz square orbital, and any other orbital which has z component will experience repulsion and energy will increase. Let me talk about the T2G set. Three orbitals are there, dxy, dyz and dxz. Out of those three, two orbitals are with z component. Therefore, see there, the energies of those two orbitals, usually dyz and dxz, is increased, while energy of dxy orbital is decreased. How much increase and how much decrease will be there? I am considering that splitting parameter as delta 2. If you pay attention to right side splitting, you will understand that splitting parameter. If delta 2 is that splitting parameter, then dxy orbital will decrease in energy by 2/3 delta 2, while dxz and dyz will increase in energy by 1/3 delta 2 in order to maintain barycenter equilibrium energy of T2G orbitals. Are you following the axial compression and the energetics of the splitted T2G orbitals? Similarly, you will understand e.g. two orbitals are there, dx square minus y square and dz square. Here our case of consideration is z in. So orbitals which are along z axis, that's a dz square orbital, will experience increase in energy by how much quantity? Half delta 1. What is delta 1? Delta 1 is other splitting parameter I am considering. That's a splitting between EG set. Half because only one orbital upside, one orbital downside. So 50-50% increase and decrease will be there. dz square orbital will increase by half delta 1. Accordingly, dx square minus y square will decrease by half delta 1. Z out means ligands along z axis are elongated. So orbitals which have Z contribution will experience less repulsion, so their energy will stabilize, their energy will decrease. On the other hand, orbitals which have non-Z component, their energy will increase. Again, T2G orbitals, three orbitals are there, dxy, dyj, dxz. Out of that, two orbitals, dyz and dxz have Z component, their energy should decrease. See, their energies decrease. And whose energy will increase? Energy of dxy orbital will increase. By how much amount of energy those dyz and dxz will decrease? By one third delta 2. And by how much amount of energy dxy will increase? By two-third delta 2. There's only one orbital, so increase will be more. Here two orbitals are there, so decrease will be less. That's the difference in axial compression, axial elongation. In axial compression, decrease is by more quantity. Stability was there by more quantity. It is because of the dxy orbital. And in axial elongation, stability relatively is what? Less. Because decrease is less. Because two orbitals are there. And therefore decrease is by only one third delta 2. Now come to the EG set. Only two orbitals are there. One orbital is dz square, other is dx square minus y square. One orbital has z component, other orbital has non-z component. So which orbital will increase in energy in case of axial elongation? Z out configuration. Yes, that's x square minus y square orbital where Z component not there, its energy will increase. Why? Because those orbitals will experience more repulsion who have x and y component. Because along Z axis ligands went out, so less repulsion will be there, and because of less repulsion, dz square orbital will stabilize, will decrease in energy. By how much amount of energy dz square orbital will decrease? By half delta 1. And by how much amount of energy the x square minus y square will increase? By half delta 1. What is delta 1? Delta 1 is a new splitting parameter caused because of splitting of removal of degeneracy of EG set. Now important point. Pay attention towards labeling. When T2G set splits in two parts, one is doublet made up of dyz and dxz. I want that you should pay attention towards axial elongation diagram. Because of that doublet dxz and dyz, the label is E. E means doublet and center of symmetry is there. Therefore, EG is a label. This EG and previous EG, the difference is there. But labeling will be same. Mulliken's notations will be same. Now see, one orbital which is of higher energy, it's only one. And for one orbital, that's a singlet orbital, single orbital, we label as A or B, small a or small b. Since these orbitals are not along axis, those are labeled as B2. Why exactly B came considerably more clear when you will study in detail molecular symmetry and group theory. But timing, remember, since it is not along principal axis, the B is used and two term is used because it is a non-axial orbit. Now come to the higher orbitals. Each orbital is splitting in the two parts, dz square and dx square minus y square. Both are single orbital. So for single orbitals, which labels we use? A or B. The lower orbital is dz square. It is along principal axis, so symbol is A. And it is along axis, the orbital is along axis, so symbol is 1, A1. And G for giradness, centrosymmetricity, higher orbital, that's a dx square minus y square. It is not along principal axis, so symbol is B. It is the lobes are along axis, not necessarily principal axis, but lobes are along x and y axis, no? So symbol is 1. So B1 and G for centrosymmetricity. Are you following the labeling? Now let us distribute the electrons. In the central compartment, these six high-spin complex I want to consider. So first electron in T2G, second in T2G, third in T2G, fourth in EG, fifth in EG, sixth electron will pair in the T2G. That's our simple, regular, undistorted, octahedral electronic configuration. But if I consider first case, that's a Z-in case, axial compression case, then what are the four electrons are there in T2G? Because of asymmetric electronic configuration, the distortion is what possible there. How distortion? The which orbital will decrease energy? dxy. And which two orbitals will increase energy? dxz and dyz. You can say it's the EG set. And B2G decreases in energy. How can I distribute those four electrons? First electron in B2G, second electron in one of the EG orbital, third electron in other EG orbital, and fourth electron will pair in the B2G orbital. I'm talking about axial compression. Because of that paired electron, the stability of two-third delta 2 will be governed by this electronic configuration. Why am I talking only about the T2G? Because in EG, symmetric electronic configuration is there. So because of the splitting, no more gain in energy we are having, and therefore I focused on the T2G electronic configuration. Now come to the right side, that's the axial elongation case, Z out case, doublet, that's a EG is lower energy, and singlet, that's a B2G is of higher energy. Four electrons are there. How can you distribute those four electrons? First electron in EG, second electron in other EG orbital, third electron in higher B2G orbital. Why? Because the delta 2 is considerably smaller related to pairing energy. So we need not to think about pairing. Hund's law of maximum multiplicity we have to follow. Fourth electron, there is no alternative, will pair in the EG set. So electronic configuration is now EG3 and B2G1. Because of that fourth electron which is paired, the stability distorted complex will govern. How much stability it will govern? Stability equal to 1 by 3 delta 2 C in Z out electronic configuration. Here stability is less compared to Z in. So in such cases, priority for that complex will be axial compression, Z in distortion. Are you following? Now let us understand this joint distortion by one more example. Now pay attention towards a D5 low spin complex which I had not discussed in the previous discussion. Let me talk it one by one. First Z in distortion and then Z out distortion. Before distortion, pay attention towards middle compartment. D5 low spin electronic configuration. How it will be? T2G5, all 5 electrons will be in T2G orbital. Why? Because splitting parameter is very high. Electron will not dare to go in higher energy level EG orbital. It will prefer to pair there. Therefore, 5 electrons are there in T2G orbital. It's asymmetric electronic configuration. Therefore, distortion should occur. In EG, electrons are not there. So, splitting may be there, may not be there. It is not causing any increase in stability. When I consider Z in distortion, B2G orbital is decreasing in energy by two-third delta 2 and EG orbitals are increasing in energy by one-third delta 2. How many electrons are there in B2G? 2 electrons. So total decrease by B2G electrons is 4/3 delta 2 and 3 electrons in EG will increase the energy by how much amount? 3 into 1/3 delta 2. So total delta 2. So net decrease or increase? Net decrease is there. How much decrease? 4/3 delta 2 minus delta 2. So 1/3 delta 2, that much decrease will be there by Z in distortion. Now let us calculate how much decrease will be there by Z out distortion. How is electronic configuration split orbital? 4 electrons are there in EG set and 1 electron is there in B2G orbital. EG orbitals are decreasing by how much quantity? By one-third delta 2 and B2G orbital is increasing by how much quantity? Two-third delta 2. It's a difference in Z in Z out. Here what is happening? Decrease is by small quantity. Previously decrease was by large quantity. Two-third delta 2 was there. Let us calculate now total stability covered. So 4 electrons are there in EG. Each electron can give stability equal to one-third delta 2. One-third delta 2 into 4 is equal to four-third delta 2 is a stability governed by 4 electrons in EG. But wait, one electron is there in B2G and that cause instability. That increases the energy by how much quantity? By two-third delta 2. So 4/3 delta 2 minus two-third delta 2. What is the answer? Two-third delta 2 is a total increase in the stability, total decrease in the energy. So in Z in only one third delta 2 was the stability. In Z out, two third delta 2 is the stability. So which distortion will be favorable as per our electronic configuration? Z out distortion should be the favorable distortion in case of D5 low spin complexes. Let us understand this joint-law distortion by one of the important example. It's a D9 electronic configuration. In case of D5, T2G orbitals were causing the distortion, were more responsible for distortion. My focus of discussion was that in case of low spin complexes. Here, let it be the low spin or high spin, electronic configuration will be same. See the central compartment, undistorted octahedral electronic configuration will be T2G6, EG3. When I consider Z in distortion, at that time orbitals which have Z component will experience more repulsion, so their energy will increase. So in case of the EG, see dz square orbital will increase in energy. What's the level for that? A1g. And dx square minus y square orbital will decrease in energy. What is the level for that? B1g. Three electrons are in EG. How those electrons will be distributed? Two electrons will go in the B1g and one electron will be in A1g. How much stability will be governed? Extra stability. Decrease of energy of B1g is equal to increase of energy of A1g. Therefore, stability governed is half delta 1, where delta 1 is a new splitting parameter caused due to splitting of EG orbitals. So keep in mind, stability due to Z in distortion is half delta 1. Now come to right side compartment. I want to consider Z out distortion. Because of Z out distortion, which orbital will be of higher energy? Where will the more repulsion? The orbitals which are X and Y component will experience more repulsion, so their energy will increase. So B1G is higher energy and A1G is of lower energy. By how much quantity A1G is decreasing in energy? Half delta 1. Accordingly, B1G is increasing by half delta 1. How many electrons are there in A1G? 2 electrons. How many are there in B1G? 1 electron. So how much stability is governed by the entry of electron in A1G? 2 into half. Answer is 1. And how much instability is there because of entry of electron in B1G? It is half. So total stability is half delta 1 in Z out distortion. Same was the stability in the Z in distortion. So both possibilities are there for distortion. But if I take example of copper Aco complex Cu plus 2 ion where D9 is electronic configuration, it is found it shows static distortion. That's a tetragonal distortion, Z out distortion. The reason may be that the four ligands are there no in the xy plane, and therefore electron may be preferring the dz square orbital, and because of that z out is the result. But it is not a perfectly scientific explanation. If complexes changes, the distortion ability will change. But which can be favorable, that we can understand. In case of dynamic distortion, one state of distortion can convert to the other state of distortion. I hope now the concept of distortion is clear to you. Now as a homework, copper plus 2 means D9 electronic configuration. Certainly it will undergo distortion. You consider both possibilities Z out and Z in and give me the answer. Which is favorable distortion, Z in or Z out? You have to perform calculations and then only you can answer which is favorable, or they are equally favorable. That also possibility is there. I want answer in the comment box. I am waiting for your answer. Very critical, important question it is.